Welcome back to the Neal and Neal podcast. I'm Neal, and I'm scaring the shit out of Neal.
Well, no, you scared Maya. She was sitting on my lap, and you when you do your break, but it's so loud.
Yeah. She clawed the shit out of you for a second.
No, she just went like did
They're
one
coming. Get out of here.
The illegals are coming. No, we talked about this. So yeah, we were both sick last week.
Yeah,
we didn't record. You came over. You were already sick.
Yep.
You didn't sound good. I felt fine, and then I was sick all week.
Oh yeah. But see, I did my best not to give it to you though. Like I was like, you know what? Like so you're sitting on the opposite end from here. We're not getting close. We did the little air hug, and like it was, and still, I don't know what happened.
Well, I told you that we needed to get separate beds on the trip, and you didn't listen, and that's what happened.
Okay. Well, you know what? Hey, let's just pass the mono around.
It's fine. We're all fine. No, I went to a wrestling show Friday with a buddy who said he wasn't feeling good, and then I saw you like 2 days later. You weren't feeling good, and a bunch of other people weren't feeling good, so we just weren't feeling good.
Those sickly wrestling fans. I see how
Bro.
it is. How was the show?
I mean, the show was good. It was local group. They always it's always like I see a bunch of the same kind of people every time. Shout out to Lou Gotti. Lou, you don't suck. But you'd have to go.
I figured.
People go, Lou, you suck. He's like, I don't suck. Good dude.
I love it.
But yeah, while being sick, you told me to check out. So Amazon's got this new show called Secret Level.
Yes.
Dude, that is a video game nerd's wet dream right there.
God, yes.
If you haven't seen it, it's essentially like 10 to 12 minute shorts of some of the best animation you've ever seen, CGI, special effects of like all of some classics to some new games, to some games I hadn't even ever played or heard of before in my life.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, the first one I liked because I think the first one was like Dungeons and Dragons. It was
the D&D really one was good,
and then I think it was the second episode they did one for this game, Sifu. And
Sifu was legit,
man. That seafood episode, was
awesome.
It was dude. Like they have this scene that is like in this hallway that is almost. It reminded me. Have you ever seen that
Old Boy?
Yes, it looked just like Old Boy to me. And then they had the Sifu effects where the dude was getting old through it too, and I was like, bro, this is amazing.
I'd never played Sifu, but I got what was happening when like every time he'd die, he'd lose one of these medallions, and then he would age like 15 years. I don't know, but I mean, it got enough attention to me. Like I might have to go back and play this game.
Yes,
because it looked that good.
Yes, dude, it was great.
They got one. I don't know the game, but they've released 2 blocks of episodes. I thought the first block was it.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be. Would it shock you? Amazon put out 8 episodes of this great thing. You're like, all right, see you in 2 years.
Because it's by the same people that did
like Sex, Love, and Robots.
Sex, Love, and Robots. Sex, Love, and Robots.
The same people. Okay,
I think so.
Okay, because it gave me that vibe, but I didn't know if it was the same people.
But I mean, when they did their first season, I want to say it was about that many episodes. So when it came out, it was done. But then I was scrolling through, and they were like Secret Level Mega Man, and I was like, there wasn't no fucking Secret Level Mega Man. What the fuck are you talking about? And then I went back into Prime, and it was like 8 more episodes.
Yes.
Which the second batch was okay, but that.
The Warhammer
good.
one.
The Warhammer's Warhammer's good.
When they dropped them in, it was like, yes.
Well, that's the thing about like Warhammer is 40K to be more precise. Let's get it precise.
Okay.
Accurate.
My bad.
Comedic, informative. Shout out to Pat McAfee. That's such a great way to explain a show, especially I think for us is comedic, informative.
Ooh.
We want to try to be informative about things, and we want to try to be as accurate as possible, but we're going to try to be funny.
Oh, yes.
What were we talking about? Oh, yeah, we were talking about Warhammer.
Yes.
So the 40K, so the character in that is actually the guy from the Space Marine. Space Marine?
Watching that made me want to play Warhammer.
Dude,
like because I remember hearing stuff about Warhammer, but see, I didn't know anything about Warhammer because only thing I really knew about Warhammer were the guys who make all those, like, figurines and stuff, 'cause
Mhm.
that had been the only thing that I knew. I was like, "Why would I what? Why do I wanna play this thing with all these guys who are, like, painting and making all these figurines?" I was like,
Mhm.
I mean, it looks great. I'm just not that into it, but then I see this, I was like, "Wait, this was a game?"
Yeah.
I was like,
So
okay."
the Space Marines 2 came out this year, and it is you were just a fucking space marine, and you were fighting hundreds of Xenos, which are like the alien race in
Mm.
it, and you just feel like a badass because you just have chain swords and power swords and gloves and fuck you Spartan kicks, and it's what you want in a Space Marine game because they are these genetically modified super soldiers who have 800 pounds of armor on,
Jesus.
and they're badasses.
Okay.
But the thing about what I think, especially now that Henry Cavill is doing a Space Marine show on
Oh, I think
Amazon.
I remember you telling me about this.
And his whole thing with like with The Witcher is that they weren't following the source material, and so
Mhm.
now he's wanting to follow. He got the green light to be like, no, you are getting carte carte blanche. Is that what you say?
Okay, carte
Yeah,
blanche,
to
yeah.
do whatever you want.
Okay.
So a big story about that was Amazon's executives was like, "Well, you need to make well, you don't have any female space marines." And he said, "Heretic, listen, you have no space. They say that to
I was like, "Okay."
me. Heresy." Well, in the lore, women cannot survive the process
Okay.
to
Oh,
become a
it was like,
space marine.
if we could, they'd be in there.
They're
They
like,
just
"Well, why
don't
can't you just
survive.
do it?" And he was like, "Do you want this army of people coming at you? Because make a female space marine, and I guarantee you're gonna have problems. You thought United Healthcare CEO, but yeah, in their lore, you just they can't. Not that they don't have a part in the universe, but it's like no, their lore says you cannot. So to put
Mm.
them in there, you're immediately going against the lore of the
Ooh,
universe.
okay.
But I feel like with all this attention that's going to start coming to Warhammer, especially with the show, is a lot of people are going to be like, well, this is a ripoff of this and this is a ripoff of that. And it's like, no, everything you're saying
Rubbed off
was
Warhammer.
from them because they've been, I think,
Warhammer
40.
been around for a long, like, shit, 15 years plus? I remember hearing about Warhammer years ago.
Well, the original Warhammer, which is the medieval, like Lord of the Rings ish, and that's so loosely,
Mhm.
but you get what I'm saying. It's more
Oh, yeah.
medieval. That was first, and then the 40K franchise, I think came out in like the either mid to late 80s. So it's been around
It's
for
been
a
around that
long
long? Okay, so
yeah.
I'm just super late to
Yeah.
Warhammer
Yeah, and
40K.
it's just that's everybody kind of thought the same thing like you did. It's a tabletop game, it's for nerds. They paint shit,
I
then they shoot bullets and
you know,
but
they
it has lore to it. It has
okay.
a giant universe. There's a bunch of books being written about it, and I'm very excited about the Henry
Okay.
Cavill one.
Alright. Shit, now I wanna go back and, like, try to find this game, man.
Oh, yeah, we'll play some Space Marine too. I
Okay.
got it. It's
Well, I guess.
crossplay. We'll play it. Hell yeah.
Ooh, yes.
The what is it? Damn it. See, I can't think. I don't want to misquote, but it's anyway. We'll get into that offline. We'll get that enough offline.
Alright. No
But it
problem.
brings up the point of we were kind of talking about when we were kids, video game to Hollywood adaptations were ass. Like they were just
The
ass.
only good ones were all animated kid shows. Those were the only video game shows that made half decent
You talking
shows,
about
and, like, anything good.
like the old Zelda, the
Like
old
the old
Mario
like the old
one?
like the old Sonic like the old Sonic show.
Man, that was okay.
I
Where he
mean,
was
I
eating
never
chili
said it was
dogs?
yeah, I said I was like, I mean, I like the Earthworm Jim. They had a Earthworm Jim had a cartoon, that was good.
But we're talking about like that. Yeah, that's Saturday morning cartoons.
I'm saying, like, but that was
But
the
I'm talking about
only
movie adaptation video
oh, yeah,
game
they were all
stuff.
ass, but I'm saying
Yeah,
those were the only decent adaptations to video games that you could get, were literally kids' cartoons.
decent. Yeah,
Everything else was straight hot garbage.
yeah. Because I mean, like, look at that first Super Mario Brothers movie.
You know what's really crazy?
Mm.
Shit, I always blank on his, what's his name? I've seen this motherfucker in live, like, 4 times. John Leguizamo.
Oh
Jesus.
yeah.
Like I saw him in one of his live shows, his one man shows he did. He talked about how he passed on fucking Philadelphia, where Tom Hanks
Yeah.
has AIDS. He was supposed to be Tom Hanks's like like Latin gay lover, and
What? And he
he
passed on
said,
it for
"Fuck that
Mario?
script. I know Mario. I'm gonna do Mario."
And then he probably got the script and was like, "This is not Mario."
Dude, he said he walked on set 2 days in. The dude who played Mario was drunk as fuck on set. He was like, "Oh god, I made such a mistake."
It was so
That
bad.
that dude, that Mario was drunk the entire time they filmed that movie.
I mean,
I mean,
probably
it's
probably
not
needed to be.
shocking. Like, watching the movie, I was like, "Okay, that makes sense."
Yeah, that was it just was nothing at all.
It was nothing like Mario. It made 0 sense. Everything about it was so terrible. But I think that was the same time that they did that Double Dragon movie too. You
Man,
remember
I
that one?
forgot about that
Where
Double
they had the
Dragon movie.
battalions and he was like
That was at least it was a shit movie, but at least it was closer to what
was still
Double
god
Dragon
awful.
was.
I think was it one guy, the one half of the medallion, the guy was like invincible because they were like kicking the dude through walls and shit. I think the other one, the guy could be invisible.
Okay, maybe they only got the names right. Maybe that
Yeah.
was the
Oh, it
only
was
part.
only a Double Dragon like movie in Double
Yeah.
Dragon. It made 0 goddamn. The only thing that was the same, it was his 2 brothers. It was 2 brothers and a chick, and that was it. That was the
Mhm.
only Double Dragon thing about it that was in it.
Now that I think about it, anime's kind of gotten a rough. Well, the only one I can remember is that stupid Dragon Ball Evolution movie.
I mean, but see, we only remember those, but nobody really remembers or has he seen the old Japanese because before the Dragon Ball
Oh no,
Evolution,
I've never
they were making
seen.
live action ones in Japan, and those, if you think the ones we did were terrible, think about an 80s Dragon Ball
I
movie.
would have to see because I don't know how bad you can fuck up a Dragon Ball movie like they did Evolution.
Ooh, man. Like clearly like plastic costumes type shit. It was like some low budget garbage was done. I think they did a live action Gundam too in Japan, and so it was.
Ooh, in like an 80s style?
Yes,
I might have to go look at that again because I didn't know that they were doing live action 80s
Oh yeah,
for
but
Dragon Ball and Gundam and
there's a reason you never saw it. There's a reason
But
you didn't
at
know
least
and you
I've
never saw.
heard, you know, I usually like have at least heard of it though, you know?
Mhm.
But I guess not. Now I'm like I just want to stop the show and go look and see how bad these fucking movies are.
Okay, that'll be as soon as we're done.
All
I'm
right,
gonna
as soon
pull
as
up
we're
some
done.
YouTube clips for you. Like it's dog shit.
It's dog shit. Dog shit. Anyway, enough of that. Sports. We were talking about sports.
Yeah,
Talk
speaking
about
of dog
Belichick
shit, let's talk about the North Carolina football program.
being dog shit.
I mean, it
Yeah.
was for a long, long time.
You think Belichick? Because if you hadn't heard by now, Bill Belichick's going to be the new head coach for the Tar Heels in UNC. You think he's just going to be enough to be like where everybody's just going to say, "Fuck it, I'm going to go to UNC"?
I don't know. I mean, they're making them add more budget to the NIL deal so they could pay more kids. But at the same time, I don't know, man. You can't run a college team like an NFL team and really expect it to work because they're not adults yet. Like they're not grown ass men for the most part. You're dealing with a lot of 17 to 19-year-olds. And that's going to be very different than dealing with a lot of 24 to 34, 35-year-olds.
Yeah.
Like these guys are like
yeah.
right out of high school, and the discipline that you would expect out of this. Now, I'm not saying that there's not going to be kids that have discipline, but there's going to be a lot of maturity, like way more maturity issues there than you would have in the NFL. And if he expects
True,
it to
but
run like the Patriots do too, like does he want to do Patriot way this shit? I was like, bro, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to work in college.
I'm just a little surprised that he went college because I figured he'd be chasing the all-time win record in the NFL.
Nah, so apparently his dad coached at North Carolina. And so as a kid, he grew up being on the sideline.
When it was all whites at UNC?
Probably.
I mean, Belichick's 78 or something.
Dude. Yeah. See, what I want to know is I'd be interested to see if they put something in his contract that bans him from being on campus in like the philosophy building or the fucking dorms or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, because
Because
isn't he all into some? He likes some
he's dating some
20-year-old.
23-year-old chick right now. Met her on the plane, helping her with um her master's philosophy thesis or
Yeah,
something
he
like that.
was.
I was like, bro.
He's helping her
It was like,
philosophize and
well, did you see those pictures of him shirtless coming out of her fucking house?
doing the walk of shame. Yeah,
Yes. Dude, like watch. By mid-season, there's gonna be pictures of him coming out of a fucking dorm room or some shit like that. Or something of him popping up some fucking
man.
sorority party or
I
some shit.
well, I don't know what the I don't know what the pool looks like over in UNC, but if he'd have went to like Arizona State or
I mean, you gotta remember,
USC.
at UNC State, basketball, it's a huge
That's what I'm
program.
saying. It's a huge
So,
basketball program, but I'm like, Arizona State got, they got baddies everywhere. So I
yeah.
figured he'd be like, let me go on over there to
I mean,
Arizona
I
State.
figure most big major schools like that, the percentage of baddies are gonna be high
They're
enough
going.
than most.
I mean, it's not like he's going to fucking UTD.
Yeah, like if he was going to, I don't, not even BYU has some. Like if he
Yeah,
was
but
going to
it's
like BYU or Boise, I'm like,
but
okay, maybe there's not a
but
ton
you can
there
only
because
soak there, right? You can only.
you're.
I ain't trying to go to no college where I got restrictions on what I
Ugh.
got. I can't do what.
You can't drink, smoke, or have premarital sex.
Pass.
And if you are found to have done any of those, you are immediately kicked out of the fucking university. Like they have to sign some like chastity pledge before they go to school there. It's wild.
And they still get people that they still.
I don't understand. I do not understand how that works. Like, and they get like legit nationally ranked football players to go to BYU, and so I was like, who is what? No, hell no.
And there's it seems like every season somebody is getting like, oh, such and such got caught. How are y'all getting caught?
Either people are putting stuff on Instagram, or people are like, you can turn people in too. Be like, hey, my roommate had some girl over,
And they
I
asked
walked
me
in
to
on
start
her.
jumping on the bed for them, and I didn't know what they were doing.
Oh, or they had some party and they had alcohol there, and it's like,
Bunch of
bro,
bitches.
couldn't do it. But
Bunch of bitches.
do you think before, let's say, Belichick is there for, let's go 4 years. All right.
I don't see him lasting 4 years.
Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's just say 4 years.
Because he does have an out. He has an out if he wants to go back to the NFL. He has an out.
Okay.
I think.
Okay. Do you think he gets hit with paternity suit while he's there at North Carolina?
No, I think Belichick's smart enough.
Or does he just pay for the Plan Bs and abortions?
He might have that thing snipped up by now. He might.
That would make a lot of sense.
I mean,
He's a smart dude.
He's a smart enough dude. I would hope at 70 whatever.
You would hope so, but some people.
I mean, if you learned anything from Al Pacino and Robert De Niro, your shit still works.
Yes.
At that age, so you probably need to go get that snipped up. You don't need to be having no damn babies at 78 years old.
Or what if there's some STD outbreak that gets tracked back to him? No,
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have. We're just worried about Troy on Saturday.
There's some sorority has some outbreak of fucking, I don't know what. I'm not gonna give him anything crazy. What
just get cleared
up. Yeah, like gonorrhea outbreak. It's at the Zeta house.
Well,
it all goes back to fucking Belichick.
And 15 minutes prior to the incident, we see Bill Belichick walking out of the Kappa Sigma. I don't know, whatever. Oh, so you sent me. So we kind of transition into athletics. You sent me that Hunter clip. Now, if you don't know what Hunter is, you don't need to. It's just it's anime. They got hunters.
It's a classic.
It's a classic. It's great. But they go through this hunter's exam, and I got excited because it's as close to what they have to do in the show as you can.
Mm-hmm.
But that first bit of a 10 to 15 mile run, that was phase 1. I was like, I'm out. I will be there. I will cheer you on. Good luck, my brother.
You're not going to try. You don't want to train for that?
in 3 months? It's in March.
Just saying, I can start banging them out. Get a few miles a week. You can
I ain't running 2 miles right now.
Dude, what's wild about it is they said, we won't tell you how long it is, but it'll be somewhere within this 10 to 15 mile range.
Well, I
and
heard
we'll
10,
tell you when
and I
you're
was
done.
like,
10 to 15 miles, maybe somewhere in that area. You're like, oh shit. So just everybody's just gonna run, and we'll tell you when we're gonna stop.
so you'll do phase 1, tag out. I'll do the rest of the phases until we get to the fighting, and then I'll tag you back in, and then we'll win.
Dude, yeah, because I think one was like, was it some like game, like some strategy game?
So it's almost like they were real quiet on the details, but it was like some kind of escape room where they had that labyrinth that you had to go through and figure out how to get out of.
Yep.
And then another one is you had to fight them on like a platform and knock them off.
But there was another one where it was like almost like a hide and seek thing where you had like a pin.
Oh yeah, you had to get. So you had a person that you said that's their number. You have to get their number. You had to get 6 points total, or
like
1
your number's
point
worth
for each
3. Your other person's number's worth 3. But if you were to get somebody else's, that's worth 1. And so it's just like, and whoever gets 6 points at the end of a certain amount of time goes on to the next phase.
Which I'm like, they didn't really specify what you could do, because if I could just go in there and start throwing hands, I'm picking 3
I bet
little
that
people.
happens.
Yeah,
I bet there's going to be a lot of people getting the shit to get kicked out of them and get their numbers
it's
taken.
in DC.
I mean, but that's what happened in the fucking show.
Yeah,
the two people would be showing like, hey, you're either going to give me that or I'm going to take it. And you're like, fuck, bam. You just see it. Just was it Hisoka?
Yeah,
he would just roll up on these dudes and fuck them up and take their shit.
Dude, if I got there and saw somebody like in a perfect Hisoka cosplay, I'm staying the fuck away from that dude. Because like, if Wigo is gone and Killua, the 2 main characters, like, nope, this motherfucker right there, we are staying the fuck away from him.
Oh yeah,
but hell no, I ain't doing no damn 2, 10. No, man, I'm out of breath already.
And then my thing is like, are they doing all this in a day? We're gonna have you do this.
I'm pretty sure.
15-mile run.
I'm pretty sure they are doing.
We're gonna have you do this escape room. Then we're gonna have you do this like hide and go seek thing. Then at the end, when there's like maybe 10 of you guys left, we're gonna have you all fight each other, and it's 1-on-1. You get knocked out, you're out. Then that guy's in, and it's just like what?
And then everybody gonna be like, "Oh, that sounds like Squid Games." Like, well, they stole it from Squid Games, or they stole it from Hunter x Hunter. Then,
yeah, they really did. Actually,
I'm so tired of people. Speaking of that, I had a Karen incident the other day.
Oh shit, Neal.
I mean, okay, you know how there's roads, right?
Okay.
And some roads have arrows on them. Okay, they point this way.
Talk about like,
and they point
like turning lanes
for like one-way streets, one-way lanes.
Yeah, the little one-way line. Okay,
yeah. You're at the grocery store, and they have a lane that says this goes this way.
Oh yeah,
and this goes this way.
All the cars are turned in a certain way,
Yeah.
where they have the arrows and be like, hey, you can only go. Okay, yeah.
This bitch decided it's opposite day, and she wanted to come down the wrong fucking way. And there was a car in front of her, and then me, and I've got a big big-ish truck. And so I was like, no, no. And I pulled it. I pulled it right in the middle. Because it's my lane. I had the fucking right away.
So while the dude was trying to park, or she was trying to go the wrong way, you was like, no, bitch, you gonna back up? Like, you're not gonna go around me?
Because you really couldn't comfortably fit. Anyway, this is what I did.
You could get 2 cars through that lane.
You can, but like it's tight fits. So I tried as soon as I start to like get over. She no, puts her hands up and starts going
in the car.
Yeah, before I had even made eye contact with her or anything, because I guess she knew what I was about to try to do, and I only had enough time to get over enough to leave her just enough room to get her little bitty car. She looked like a female Trump. And I'm not saying she looked like a female Trump supporter. I'm talking about 50-something fat white lady that looked like Trump. You've got the picture, right?
Oh, yes. Okay.
And I had a fuck it. I just said fuck it. And I rolled the window down and I just glared at her. And I was like, you hit my motherfucking truck. Just hit my motherfucking truck and find out what happens.
Oh,
hit my truck. And she's just flailing her arms and just yelling and screaming, and then
Because
she
you are
goes,
an evil person, and you have just ruined this wonderful woman's day. Why would you
mm.
do such a thing, Neal?
I mean, the
Why would
moment
you force her to follow the rules that are on the road, Neal? Like, why could you be why you gotta be an asshole, Neal? Like, all she's
I could
trying
have
to do
been.
is get out fast and ignore the rules that everybody else is following, and you are not. So, Neal, you're in the wrong for this.
I know. I really wanted to be in the wrong. You know how wrong I wanted to be? You know what went through my head as soon as I thought that? I was like, I'm going to back up my truck and park it kind of like this in the road so that she either has an option of 1, hitting me, 2, backing up, or 3, sitting there.
I feel like she would have hit you.
Well,
Hearing this, I feel like she would have just she would have been like, no, fuck you, and tried to push your truck out of the way.
Well, I was hoping for option 3 because I wanted her to just sit there, and then I was going to take my tow straps out and I was going to strap it to the hood of her car, and I was going to pull her in the right direction and then make her go the right way. I think I have a little bit of anger management issues. I need to fuck you, man.
A little bit. It's fine. It's fine.
But
we
it's
all
all
got
in,
anger issues.
it's I keep it inside, but like I'm just like 2025, I might just be like, hey, fuck around and find out.
Yeah. Your resolution should be for everybody else to get their shit together.
I like, what's the, yeah. Stop fucking sucking, people, and just get your shit together. You know you're in the wrong. Stop it. It's fine. I didn't hurt a woman. I didn't hurt anybody. Nothing was.
You were
Nobody
just
was harmed.
mean, Neal, for no reason. From everything that I hear.
I get it. Like I get it. I understand now. Like when people of color meet me, I have to reconfigure and restructure their way of thinking when they meet me because it's like, no. I understand why you hate them. I'm not over there with them though. Like, I'm tired of being accused of like, hell, even on Thanksgiving, I got accused of not knowing how to cook.
You're telling me that you need to file some paperwork to emancipate yourself from the white delegation, Neal?
Well, if interracial is a real thing now.
Oh, yeah, transracial, Neal. You could be transracial.
Is it trans? Oh, not
transracial.
interracial. Yeah, transracial.
Yeah, so you need to. I'd start identifying as a 40-year-old black man, and you're tired of whitey shit.
I mean, I really am. Like, that's the fucking problem. Is I can't get away with it because I'm way too white. Maybe I need to go get a little bit of a tan.
No, you. Uncle Ruckus has the opposite of what you have. All right, you just have a severe case of vitiligo, Neal. All right,
Uncle Ruckus hates.
He has revitiligo.
Shit, I'm an opposite Uncle Ruckus.
You've been throwing bricks at white men since 1962.
I think you call them abolitionists. I mean, right? That's what an abolitionist was back in the civil rights movement.
No, that was for slavery.
Hold on, no.
Abolitionists wanted to get rid of slavery, Neal.
Hold on, abolition.
Yes, they were against slavery.
Oh, an abolitionist is someone who advocates for the abolishment
of slavery.
Abolition of a practice such as slavery or capital punishment in the 19th. God damn it. Okay. Look, there could have been some that were throwing bricks.
Oh shit!
If they knew better, they wouldn't.
Oh fuck me. Sorry.
Abolitionists used a variety of methods to end slavery, including petitioning Congress, running for political.
Okay. I love the idea of some white dude in 1962. Just, we need to get rid of slavery. He's marching with Martin Luther King.
But what
talking about it, slavery.
I must be thinking of there's a different word that they would call, I guess, the whites in the civil rights movements that were pro
Civil rights.
rights. I gotta be fucking careful with the
Activists,
words.
maybe? I don't
Maybe.
fucking know.
Now a person.
Oh, 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 this is great. This is great. Oh, shit. Oh, man. All right. Jesus, that was great. That was great.
This movement took place.
All right, you got it? He's still searching. Oh, now I picture Joe Biden being like just and all of this. He's like, "We're getting rid of slavery, right?" He just turned it is asking the black dude next to him. He's like, "I don't understand why we still have slavery. You thought we got rid of it during the Civil War?" And he's like, "Let's go, everybody."
Listen, this is a good point to bring this up. So there's been like a trend, TikTok, Instagram trend. It's like we listen but we don't judge.
Oh God, yes.
So I think the Neal and Neal show is gonna start.
We listen but we don't judge.
No, it's.
I'm gonna listen, but I'm gonna judge.
It's not racist if it's funny. That's what we're gonna. Yeah. I didn't come up with that idea. That was your idea. We're just when our powers combined, we are Captain Non-Racist.
There we go. Oh fuck.
And I did a fucking paper it was high school, so that was
20 years ago, Neal.
22
that was
years
20
ago.
Plus years ago.
On an abolitionist. I just forgot about the time period.
It's all right, man. It's okay. People fucking. I'm not. I don't think I'm ever gonna forget.
Look, the whole point I was trying to make is that there are some good whites. That's the.
There we go.
I'm sick. Leave me the fuck alone, man.
You know what, Neal? You're like that's right. You are one of the good ones, and you surprise me because you speak so well. And so,
what the fuck do you mean I speak so well?
Oh fuck. Oh, you know what?
So let's talk about this earlier conversation about you not ever making oxtail because you were just on the phone.
Oh yeah, okay.
And I was like, your black ass has made fucking oxtail.
I've eaten oxtail, plenty. I've eaten oxtail, but I've never made oxtail. Like what's crazy enough, as I said it, like I was like, man, I've made neck bones, but I've never actually made oxtail, which is what I've made.
Oxtail.
I've made tongue. I've made, like I said, neck bones. I think I've even made chicken feet. I've even cooked chicken feet before.
I've never had chicken feet.
I mean, fun.
I've had everything. I've had gizzard's liver. I've had oxtail. I've had pig feet. I've had.
But see, I've never made. Actually, I've never made pig's feet either. I gotta try that.
You don't need to.
Why not?
Because.
Is it not what you were expecting?
Dude, there is so much good part of the pig.
Yeah.
You can have the feet. I will give you all the feet. How about that?
I give you all the feet.
I'll give you all the pig feet.
Man, here's the thing. It's a pig. Like, it doesn't matter. It's part of the pig. You can make it good. What part of the pig isn't good? You tell me.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'll just...
The snout's good. I've eaten pig snout before. It's great.
You just keep on going. I'm going to let you keep riding this out.
All right. Okay. You remember that time? I don't remember. I don't know if you were there.
Yes, black sir. Please tell me about all of the food that you've had before.
No. But here's the snout is very delicious because I think I bought an actual pig's head because I was at First Chinese.
I remember
barbecue.
You had that pig head. We were cutting off. You had like a damn horror show in the office.
It was Halloween.
Yeah, and we were eating it.
I showed up with the fucking like crispy pig's head like on a fucking platter for everybody. I was like, let's saw off this motherfucker's face and eat it. And it was delicious. The snout was good. The tongue was good. You know, it was everything was good. The only thing I didn't like were the eyes. The eyes didn't taste that good. And then the brain wasn't that good either.
You don't have to eat that. You don't have to. You
try it.
I mean, I did.
I had lamb brain tacos and that was pretty good.
A little bit, like just a little bit of.
Actually, I take it back. The one time I did have some really good pig's brain, I was in the Philippines and I had there's this dish called sisig, and I want to say and I want to say it had it had pork brains and a bunch of other stuff in it, and that was really, really good. I think I was like in Manila or something like
But
that when
I'm
I had
saying
it.
I'll try it, but I'm like, if you had options of other stuff to, it's like, do you want, you know, pork belly burnt ends? Do you want some ribs? Do you want a pork butt? Do you want a pork loin? Or do you want the pig feet, the brains, and the eyes?
I mean, what time is it? They out of the other stuff, You're like, "Well, fuck, I'm left with the brains and feet." Well, then I gotta do what I gotta do.
I think that's the thing. I don't have to do what I got to do. Like, I got options now. I'll just that Taco Bell right there. I'll go to Taco Bell. No, I'm not. I can't eat Taco Bell anymore. I went to Taco Bell the other day and I got 3 things. I didn't even get a drink. And she was like, "That's $18.79." I was like, "Listen, no." I said I wanted a burrito, a Mexi Melt, because the Mexi Melts. But that's the only reason I went is they've been.
$18. What the fuck? What happened to the days when if I spent anywhere close to $20 at Taco Bell, I had just a bag full of
You had
shit?
people in the car.
Yes.
Yeah.
$20, you're feeding 3 people at Taco Bell. Like, what happened to that? What the fuck happened? At Taco Bell?
Dude, it's everywhere.
Of all
now.
the places,
It's
I mean, but
a burrito supreme.
Taco
A
Bell?
burrito supreme. The last time I got one was $4.99 for the burrito supreme. Not the meal.
But it's like,
Yeah. Go to Taco Bueno and get me a damn big old burrito for less than that.
that is wild.
What I need to do is stop eating that shit. That's what
This
it
is
really
also
comes.
true.
Yeah.
This is true. We need to
I got
stop
some
going.
chicken wings in the fridge, by the way. I'm gonna make some wings.
That's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of, okay.
Mhm.
So now you circled back to that guy. I wanted to circle back with another. Okay, so I sent you a video, I think was it last week, about this dominatrix chick. All right. She is a fin dom. A Fin
Fin dom.
Yeah, FINDOM. Fin dom. She is a financial dominatrix, Neal. So I wanted to get your thought because this chick,
I don't know.
like she said in the video, most of her clients, older, rich, white dudes.
As soon as I heard the story, so the story was she's getting interviewed and she said she charged a guy 100 pounds to write an essay on
how awesome she was.
How awesome she was, right?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Let me repeat that. She got paid by a white guy. White. To write her a letter on how awesome she was.
Yep.
And if he was late, what happened if he was late?
250-pound penalty on if he was late with the essay.
So 350. So fucking PS5 almost.
She has clients that pay her to tell them what to give her, like either give me money for this, or go buy me this, or go spend this kind of money for me, or go do this, pay me for this. Like yes, she has these clients that she forces to pay her for shit. Like they pay her to tell them to pay her.
And the interviewer said something. I think he said something like she has not had sex in 4 years of doing this job.
4 years.
I'm and then you sent me that other one from gorgeous chick from Medellin, and I was like,
yes. Yeah, I think it's settled now.
I'm going to the wrong countries. I'm in the wrong country.
I think it's pretty much settled now. Neal and Neal we're going to Colombia.
We're going to Colombia.
Neal and Neal going to Colombia.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of where. Do you want to go to the mountains or do you want to go to the beach? Where do you want to go?
And she was like, you could tell she was, that was a gym body. She had like the 6-pack going on, but it was just thick. And she was like, this is how I say poppy. And I was like, meh. All right, let's go. Talking about shit here. People are paying money to other women to get ridiculed.
Yeah. I mean, why not just get, find a wife? Wife will do that for much cheaper. And for, like,
I bet that dude probably has a wife. He probably has a wife.
I bet he does.
And he probably, he's like, you know what? I want to be with a black woman. And
It's
then
crazy. He has his white wife he hates, so he pays his black woman to fucking force her to spend more money.
but then probably is then like, "Oh, that was such a nice letter, baby, you're good," and then smacks him on the ass or something. I don't know, I don't get it, but this is why I think I'm just gonna be single, man. I don't.
Well, hold on, Neil. Like, okay, let me ask you this.
Mhm,
You hear about, like we were talking about Belichick earlier.
mhm.
All right. He's got
I
23-year-old
can't
chick.
go win 8 Super Bowls, Neal, okay?
Okay, but no. Why can't you go the other way? Because you hear about some of these like 30
Go
to
find a
40-year-old.
75-year-old white lady or old lady?
Just saying, Neil.
I have
Hold on?
standards.
Do you want to
I
get
have
flown?
standards.
Hold on. Hey, you ever been flued out? You ever been flued out? Has anybody ever flown you out somewhere, Neil? I bet that 80-year-old, that 75-year-old millionaire lady can. I guarantee she's a widow.
No.
I guarantee you, she's 75. She's got all of her husband's money. She's a widow. She's lonely. She needs companionship, Neil. That can be you. And she's gonna want to stay somewhere warm because them old joints is brittle. And so she flying you out. Y'all going on vacations, Neil. You know what? What's the age? Right? What's the age and money limit that we can do here, Neil? Like how old versus how much money are we willing to go for here? Are we to looking like, you know, 75, 10 million? Or does it need to be like 82 and 30 million? Or 82, 80, 85 and 50? Does it shift if she's a billionaire, Neil? I mean, I remember when Anna Nicole married that 87-year-old, I think it was like 82-year-old billionaire at the time, and she was in her late 20s.
Yeah.
Would you marry an 82-year-old billionaire, Neil, at 40?
Anna Nicole needed therapy. That's what she had
And with
trauma,
that
okay?
money, she could have paid for it.
And look at what happened
But see,
to
here's the
Anna
thing, Neil.
Nicole.
You're smart enough to know that you need therapy too. So, hey, you get in this situation. Okay, I just made this crazy decision. Let me use this lady's money to get therapy for myself. Say it's a win-win. All right, you're taken care of. You're also getting your mental health taken care of. All you need to do is rub your face in in an 80-year-old box every now and again.
I have too much saying pride. I can't.
Okay.
Have you seen 75 to 80-year-old white women? What they look like?
I mean, some of them look good. I mean, what is it? Helen Mirren was looking good in her late 70s. Let's see. There's been a few hot, older white ladies out there.
She'd have to be like, I don't know. Can't we find an old black lady?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't say race, Neil. You assumed white.
You said okay, maybe you didn't.
I said 75-year-old woman. That's all.
I thought you said white woman.
I mean, shit. Look at Angela no. Yeah, Angela Bassett is in her 60s.
Yeah.
I think in 10 more years, she's still gonna be fine.
Okay.
See,
I'd have to go.
Look at Toni Braxton. She's in her like late 50s, I think. And you think she's gonna look like that in
late
another 20 years?
50s and 75 is a big difference.
Let me think.
That's 20-year difference.
This is true. Okay, let's see. What was that model chick's name from the 80s? She was really tall.
Oh,
really
Farrah
dark.
Fawcett?
No. Okay. What about Farrah Fawcett?
Didn't she die
I have
from cancer? I don't remember.
No clue. All right, hold on. Let me start googling some 80-year-old models. Yes.
Do they exist?
Let's find out. 80-year-old.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know if we'd have to be talking, like
Okay.
quarter billion.
Valerie Ramsey, what about this?
Man, I'm gonna break a hip. I'm gonna break her hip, not my hip. I'm gonna break her hip.
Oh, it's the same chicks. I think. Oh no, hold on. This woman, 92, Neil. You willing to ride that Greyhound, man?
The thing is, like her face does look pretty good, but I don't know. You want back up here? Okay.
This woman's 80, and she's got some weights in her hand.
Hey,
Now, granted, it is a black woman.
It's a black woman.
It is a black woman.
Hey,
80-year-old power lifter. I'm just saying, Neil. So
I think it'd have to be like if you're 75, you'd have to be at it like guaranteed I'm getting 100 mil range by the time.
Okay,
Yeah.
so at minimum, so 75, you're starting at that's your entry, 100 mil, 75, right there.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so.
Okay, okay.
Um,
I mean, now she asked you to sign a prenup. I'm sure coming in. You signing the prenup, or you pulling the
I mean, if the prenup is like, yeah, you're gonna get the majority of the stuff, then yeah.
I mean, that's the prenup. The prenup is if something happens, y'all divorce.
Yeah, I mean, like, if I sign a prenup,
So, okay, in the prenup, you guys get divorced.
yeah,
Minimum, let's say 5 mil in the divorce. You guys,
no, because if at 75, if
hold
she
on.
could live another 15 years,
Okay.
and then it's like oxygen tank and hospice care for
Okay, so 10 mil in the prenup.
no
Really?
because is 10 mil across 15 years of my life
That's
worth
if
it?
you get divorced. You could get divorced sooner. You're thinking she's gonna live and die. Yeah. No. If she
Oh,
dies,
you're
the
saying
prenup is if you get divorced.
if I get
I'm not talking about the will. The will you take over. No. She
10
passes, you take
mil
over the escape.
10 mil prenup
Yes.
is like the max I get. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Or like 5 mil prenup. Okay, hey, I caught you cheating. You were getting divorced. 5 mil. Get the fuck out of my face.
I'm just not that kind of guy. I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could do it because I
Really,
know what
Neal?
I'm doing, and it's just like I can't do it because it's not real love. Like, and then that's all that I want. I want real. I want simple shit. Okay,
Okay.
it should be simple shit. Okay, I just want someone. Uh, you know, can't weigh more than me.
Okay.
Gym chick would be nice. And, somebody who can cook a meal from scratch. That's it. I don't need all the money.
Scratch. Okay. Does the box count as scratch?
No.
Package?
No. You make me instant mashed potatoes and packet gravy.
What if she seasons it up nice?
You think she's going to if she's using packet gravy and packet mashed potatoes? No.
Yeah, I mean she doctors it up.
Salt and pepper does not count as seasoning it up.
She put some salt, some pepper, I don't know, a little bit of the like some slap your mama in there, something like that to give it a little kick.
No.
You know?
No. Mashed potatoes is not. If you have difficulty making mashed potatoes, we already have a problem because it's mashed potatoes. You cut the motherfuckers up, you boil the water. Yeah, what did you send me the one on the mashed potatoes? It was like people were saying, what is it? It was something about boiling the mashed potatoes in the water and then not draining it. It was like people were not draining the water and then putting shit back in it. They were just like boiling them, taking them out, mashing them up, and saying that was done.
Oh, yes. Yes. So they were like, they were talking about not pouring out. You were saving the water from the mashed potatoes.
Why?
Because they were saying like, you've got all that starch in the water that you boiled off, so you want to save some of that. And they were using it to like thicken up other stuff. They were putting in other things. Or if you let's say like you put too much milk or something like that in your mashed potatoes or something like that.
I was getting out of it like that they just pour it out, keep a little bit of it, put it back in the pot, mash it up, and then put some of the water back in.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Yeah, there's some people there. They were just putting some of the water. They were seasoning it up too, but still.
No. See, we already got a problem. Because I did see one that was like a guy asked two ladies and said, "Is a man less of a man if he can't change a tire on a car?" I agree. Okay. You should, as a man, and your woman has a flat tire, you should be able to change that tire.
Okay, now let me ask you this: being able to and wanting to.
No. That's what he said. Is a man any less of a man if he can't change a tire on a car? I agreed, and I said, yeah, as a man's job, you should be able to know how to do that. If you don't know how to do that, well, it's kind of. But then They both said yes, and then he said, "Was a woman any less of a woman if they can't cook a meal from scratch?"
Of course, she said
And
no.
both of them didn't know, like their brain just didn't know how to compute the question, and they were like, "Yeah." Because see, that's the problem. Is it's if men say, "Well, we want a woman that has blank," we're shallow. But if a woman wants a man that's 6 foot, that's a preference.
Yeah. I guess what I don't understand is why everybody's just not willing to admit that everyone is at least somewhat shallow. Everybody's
It's
shallow.
not, but it's
Everybody
not.
is shallow.
To,
Like, nobody's gonna I take that back. Most people won't willingly go out with or date somebody they're not physically attracted to. Most people, they have to be physically attracted to somebody to get that initial, like, okay, let me possibly entertain this conversation. I would say that is 90% of
but
people.
I think that's one of the I guess the double standards is it's like if you say you aren't attracted to a woman because she's heavy,
Yeah.
then you're shallow. It's
Mhm.
like, but I'm not attracted to 300-pound women, so why can't I have that as a preference? Especially if I'm not a 300-pound man myself.
Mhm. Yeah, it's the same as those women who are like, "No, he's not taller than me," or "He's not tall enough, so, no,
That's
he's
what I'm
just
saying.
tall."
It's like, well, I can't fix that.
Everybody's equally shallow, and I find it disturbing that nobody is willing to actually admit
You
that.
should just accept me for my beauty as an NFL linebacker size.
Just saying, I'm sure there's somebody who
Like I
will.
said, I'm just going to stay single because I can't.
No, man, on this trip, alright, we're gonna find you a wife, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna get the paperwork done, we're gonna have her get that little come over here, get that
I'm gonna
green
have to
card.
start. Yeah, I'm Espanol. Take up and
Just saying.
start reading.
So, I'm sure you will have a lot of guys wanting to come over and hang out a lot more after that. You're like, what are you doing this weekend, Neal? Is your wife cooking? We're coming
Man,
over."
man, that
You come back, Neal's
and
speaking Spanish.
someone who has dated many different races. Yeah, Latinas, especially if they can cook. That is just something that just hits different. Like I'll cook
Mhm,
for you, and I promise I will.
mhm.
But having somebody that can cook and give that to you and just be like, "Hey, baby, I just made you some food. Here you go." Oh, dick hard. Makes the dick hard. Not right now, because that would be weird.
Mine would have left already.
Little baby kitty. Oh, all right, man. Well, I think my
Neal needs some
voice.
alone time.
No, I think I've ran out of my the tea that we drank
Oh,
before
shit.
this,
Yeah, your
and
voice
now
started
it's
immediately
starting to
it just immediately got shitty.
talking about women. Just gets me all ramped up and fucking. All right, well, that's a good spot to end it. Okay, folks. Well, thank you for tuning in to the Neal and Neal podcast. We've probably lost half of our women listeners this episode, but
It happens.
please hit the like and subscribe button
Yep.
anyway.
Like, subscribe, have a great Christmas. See you guys later. Peace.